Hi there once again, welcome back to Prestige Auctions. Today we're doing another one in our series of Do You Remember? And this one here is a Cleethorpes guide from, well, I'm not going to tell you the year just yet. See if you can go through and see if you can see any of the things that you once remember from Cleethorpes. Why do we do these? Well, it's just sort of to bring back memories for people, things that we clear from houses and things that often go up for sale in our auction room in Grimsby. We often like to have a quick look at and see what interesting things we can find. Well, of course, Cleethorpes is a seaside town on the east coast of the United Kingdom. It's a lovely little place. It's not a massive seaside town, but it has got lots and lots of beach. It's also got a pier. It's got lots of lovely caravan parks and things, and also a load of fish and chip shops as well. But we're going to go back in time a little bit and have a look into this Cleethorpes guide here and see what was around at the time that this was published. Now, one of the things you will see here, it was published by Cleethorpes Borough Council, Department of Development and Tourism. The director was Malcolm F. Griffiths at the time. So if you think back there, it's been North East Links Council for quite a few years now. So that's not something that's going to be relevant anymore. Well, when you come here and look onto this page, you are seeing things about Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island was, of course, the local theme park. It was a fantastic place. We, as Prestige Auctions, got the pleasure of selling off most of the assets of Pleasure Island when it sadly closed down probably about 9 years ago now, something like that. So it's quite a shame, but it had great theme park rides like the Boomerang and the Alakazam and goodness knows what else it had in there. But it was a nice place to visit. One of the old style theme parks that you paid a few quid to get in and you could ride all day. Well, of course, then they got you on the chips and everything and the arcade games that always seemed a little bit hard to win on. But all the same, Pleasure Island was a fantastic place at Cleethorpes, and it was a sad day to see it close down. My kids used to go there as well. Well, of course, there's a picture of the boating lake, and the boating lake is still active today. Of course, lots and lots of ducks and geese down there. And of what you got here in the sports and leisure section, well, you've got all these different places, including Cleethorpes Golf Course. Also, you've got Cleethorpes Cricket as well. So things that are showing in the guide. And what have we got here? So we've got special events that are going on at the time. Well, let's have a look. So in April was the Junior Dance Festival. May was the Folk Festival. Cleethorpes was actually been quite famous for its folk festivals going back a long, long time. There was Darts Championships, a Bowls Week, National Adult Talent Contest, Crazy Week, a Youth Marching Band, the Brass Band, Bonfire and Firework Display in November. Well, we haven't had those in Cleethorpes around Firework Night for a long, long time. So that may help you decide what age this is. There we go there. So it's saying you a bit there about events and stuff. So what else do we have in the guide? Telling you a little bit there about coast and country and some of the things that was going on. The Grimsby Fishing Heritage Centre, Cadwell Park, and things that are around Grimsby and Cleethorpes, not too far to travel to enjoy those. What have we got here? It's going to be quite interesting when we get to the back of the book and we start seeing at some of the businesses. Well, look at this. I mean, anyone that had the money back in the day would always have the centre spread in the local thing there, in the guide, because this was the one that everyone looked at. And this was Fort Park Holiday Centre, which I've got to say has come on in leaps and bounds over the years. It's hardly recognisable back to the old days of the old Fitties and that down there. You've still got the Fitties, which is the sort of the residential side of it for 10 months of the year. But the Fort Park side of it they've really invested quite a lot of money down there, and it's really a great place to visit. It's actually just changed its name. Anyway, so let's have a look here and see what we've got. Well, Tourist Information Centre, the Tourist Information Centre on the Cleethorpes on 42 and 43 Alexander Road, I can tell you that is no longer there. Now, is this still there? this guest house. Now, some of the guest houses have gone. Some have been turned into Airbnbs. The Avon Court guest house, I wonder if that one's still there. I'm really not sure. And what we've got here, so we've got the Ashby Hilltop Farm, Abbeydale. And please mention the Cleethorpes Holiday Guide when you're booking your accommodation. And I'm not sure that all of these guest houses will still be there. Some will be, of course, but not all of them, I'm guessing. Of course, these books were often full of adverts. So what have we got here? Oh, they're getting a bit bigger here. Right, okay, so I can tell you now that the Cliff Lodge Hotel right there used to be owned by my uncle. There you go. So my uncle was the one that set up the Cliff Lodge Hotel as a hotel many years ago, and he sold it. And there you go, it ended up being sold. It's now been turned into seafront flats. The East Cliff Hotel, not quite sure that that's there anymore. The Burlington, not sure about that one. And then the Brentwood Guest House. So maybe you can remember these. Maybe you had a summer holiday in Cleethorpes. Now, the Hotel 77, I don't know if that's still there or not. That was on the seafront as well. And then you've got the Homehurst, and then you've got them mentioning the holiday guide once again. And then what we got here, St Ives, Oakland's Hotel. Well, the Oakland's Hotel in Grimsby, that's still there. Camelot Guest House, the Pelham View. And what's this one here? The Cleethorpes Leisure Centre. Well, of course, that is there. But just to test people's memory, what used to sit on the site of the Cleethorpes Leisure Centre? Leave a message in the comments if you know that one. What used to sit on the site of the Cleethorpes Leisure Centre? And then we come here, Horse World. I'm not sure about that. Not sure that one's there. Is that there? Market Raisin. Maybe it is. And then the Tea Shop and Restaurant. That's still there in some form or another. That's in the marketplace, I believe. And then the Seaway Fish Restaurant and Takeaway, that's been in Cleethorpes for a long, long time, in different forms or one way or another. And the Seaway is 100% still there on Alexander Road. Steele's Corner House Restaurant. Well, of course, this one is quite a famous one. It got in the Good Food Guide many years, this one, and it's one of the famous ones for having great fish and chips in Cleethorpes. Ye Old Chippy, that one's gone. That used to be on the High Street. Willie's is still there, Willie's Wine Bar. A great old-fashioned pub, really, that one. And then here, Southey's Fish Restaurant. That is no longer there. That is now called the Ocean Fish Bar. So that one's changed quite a lot. That one used to get voted #1 quite a lot. The 16-lane bowling alley. Well, we've still got a bowling alley there. And the Winter Gardens, well, everybody can remember the Winter Gardens that knows anything about Cleethorpes. That's no longer there either. Got demolished, and it was a travesty. I'm sure most people would agree. It shouldn't have been taken down, and it ended up being a load of apartments. So we've got Marple's Tea Rooms, not sure about that one. And this one here, well, if you're a kid in Cleethorpes of a certain age, you can remember Fantasy World. Now, Fantasy World is still there, but it's not open anymore. The building is still there. It used to be Smith's Amusements. And this is now just still a big arcade owned by another company these days. But this big arcade is still there. Fantasy World used to be up there. And I remember taking my kids for many parties down there back in the 1990s. That maybe give you a clue. So there we go. We've also got some jewellers, the Nature House, the Cleethorpes Tight Lines, fishing clubs and all the rest of it. And then, of course, the Clifton Bingo. That has gone as well. In fact, so has the Rialto and so has the Queen's. The only bingo place really left in the town now is the, what is it, used to be Coral. It's now Gala Bingo or Buzz Bingo, whatever it's called. But there you go. The Clifton Bingo used to be Bunny's place back in the day. So this one here, we come across to the accommodation register for 93 and 94. And then we come over to the last pages of the book, if that is not the last page. Now, we're not going to show you that there because that gives you the date. And there you go. There's all the thing about Pleasure Island on the back page as well. Talking to you about the Tinkerboo and everything else. Well, there you go. That is the Cleethorpes guide for which dates. That's what we want to know from you. Leave a note in the comments. Let us know if you know the date, and we hope you enjoyed looking through this fantastic old guide from Cleethorpes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment and share the video. We'll be putting lots more on like it very soon.